Fox Sports.
Last night, the Big Fly was the Angels' best friend as they went deep twice against the Pale Hose in a 7-2 win. This afternoon, C.J. Wilson takes the hill as the Angels look to finish the homestand on a winning note. White Sox and Angels is next.
Who doesn't like afternoon baseball? A business person special here at the Big A. The Angels wrapping up this 4-game homestand in this quick 2-game set against the Chicago White Sox this afternoon. Hi, everybody, from inside the Big A. We welcome you back to Angels Baseball on Fox Sports West. I'm Victor Rojas, along with my partner, Mark Gubicza. The Halos over the last couple of days offensively starting to get things going. Back-to-back wins. Last night, 12 hits and one guy in the middle part of the order that everyone has been waiting for. Albert Pujols with his first 3-run home run of the season, and you hope that's the catalyst to try to get him going.
Exactly, Victor. It's amazing how well this team performs when their leader, Albert Pujols, has some good at-bats. The night before, he had those 3 hits. Last night, with a couple guys on base, just crushed this baseball. They tried to go inside. Gavin Floyd with a good fastball tried to go inside, but Albert, inside-out approach, drives it out to center field for the 3-run home run, his second home run of the season. You can see the excitement build in that dugout. And, of course, everyone's able to relax. Everyone's able to do their little thing to be able to go out there and perform. You see what he's done there in the last 10 games. 12 RBI, but the big thing jumping out at you. 8 for 12 with runners in scoring position. Key is getting those guys in front of him on Trout and Kayasma. And of course, today with Astoris being in the 2 spot, getting on base, creating opportunities to get fastballs, be able to be driven home by Albert Pujols. That is a formula for success.
Yeah, that home run last night, extending his hitting streak to 5 games. Mark Trumbo's got himself a 7-game hitting streak. He's in the lineup and serving as the DH. They'll be facing a left-hander by the name of Chris Sale, while the Angels counter with their own left-hander. C.J. Wilson is on the hill for the Halos this afternoon, looking for the sweep of the White Sox. Just about ready for baseball. Sit back and relax. Lineups of first pitch when we return.
Chicken Club combo for just $4.99 plus tax. By Hyundai, the votes are in. The Hyundai Elantra is the 2012 North American Car of the Year. Visit your Southern California Hyundai dealer today. And by 76 Gas, we're on the driver's side. Angels baseball is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Right now at Jack in the Box, you can try the new Chipotle Chicken Club Combo for just $4.99 plus tax. By Hyundai, the votes are in. The Hyundai Elantra is the 2012 North American Car of the Year. Visit your Southern California Hyundai dealer today. And by 76 Gas, we're on the driver's side. Folks, still coming into the Big A, and the Angels just about ready to take the field. See the Halos wearing their alternate red jersey. C.J. Wilson will be looking for his 5th win this afternoon. The Angels dropped the opening game of this 4-game homestand. That was on Monday in shutout fashion, 5-0, but have won the next 2, 4-0 over Oakland, and last night 7-2 over the White Sox. We take a look at our Kia standings in the American League West. The Angels 7 games back in 3rd place of the Texas Rangers. Texas playing Oakland right now, and that game is in the top of the 5th inning in Arlington, with the A's leading Texas by the score of 3-2. So the Halos, if that score holds, an opportunity to pick up the game. You got an interleague play that begins tomorrow. 3 games set in San Diego, then 3 in Oakland, 4 in Seattle. So over the next 11 games, including this one, the Angels with an opportunity to maybe make some noise and try to kind of rewrite the beginning of this season. It's been a tough go through the first 7 weeks.
That's why this game is so important to be able to get a W before you start in interleague, where the Angels have been so successful. A lot of times even struggling to get to that interleague, and all of a sudden you propel into a good long winning streak and get back to Angel baseball, being aggressive for Mike Scioscia, going 1st to 3rd and winning a bunch of games.
Take a look at Robin Ventura's lineup for this afternoon. Just a couple of little minor changes. Alejandro Daz is the leadoff man in center field. Gordon Beckham is at second base. Adam Dunn will get to start at first base today, as Paul Konerko will serve as the DH. Those 2 guys flip-flopping roles. Alex Rios jumps up to the 5th spot. He's in right field. A.J. Pierzynski's doing the catching. Alexi Ramirez, the shortstop. Diane Viciedo is the left fielder. And Brent Morrell batting 9th and playing third base. They take on the 31-year-old Southern California native, Christopher John Wilson.
And CJ's been doing outstanding for the Angels. 4-3 mark, very good ERA, 3.42. Done very well in his career against the White Sox. 3-0 mark, 2-0 as a starter when the ERA barely over 2. Very effective with that sinking fastball, cut fastball, very good. His breaking pitch has been one of his best out pitches so far this year, as has his changeup.
Take a look at the defense. That will be playing behind CJ this afternoon. Vernon Wells is in left field. Peter Borges gets to start out in center field. Mike Trout moves to right. Alberto Callasco, Meiser Asturias, Howie Kendrick, and Albert Pujols around the infield from 3rd to 1st. John Hester first start here at the Big A.
And of course with CJ Wilson, a lot of ground balls generally, but anything hitting the air is going to have some pretty good carries. So can't get any better than Peter Borges out there in center field. This tremendous speed. 1 outfield assist, 0 errors. His 19th start in that position. Very active, of course, with Trout out in right and Vernon Wells in left. A lot of coverage in the outfield for the Angels.
First start for Peter in the outfield since Saturday's game in Texas. Just his 3rd overall start in the last 10 days. CJ, of course, coming off the start against the Rangers, in which he got a no decision, but limited that lineup to 2 runs on 5 hits in 5 2/3 innings. That was on Saturday afternoon. The Angels ended up picking up the win in that game. This after starting Friday night's game, throwing 22 pitches, and then not coming back after the 2-hour rain delay. Alejandro De Aza leads things off for the White Sox. He had a 1-for-4 game last night. A single with a run scored. Hitting .288, 3 home runs overall, and 12 runs batted in. He's got 9 doubles, 2 triples, very good speed. He's ahead of the count at 1 ball, no strikes. Callasco playing in at 3rd base. Wilson's next offering is down and away. 2-0. This is the 4th start for Wilson here at the Big A. His first one was against Oakland on April 19th, took the loss. Then he had back-to-back wins against Minnesota and Toronto. 2-0 pitch, down and away. 3 balls and no strikes. Clearly a little frustrated already for CJ.
Yeah, you can see pulling off the baseball there, overthrown. He's trying to tell himself to stay back a little bit longer over the pitching rubber. He's a guy that does a lot of thinking while he's pitching during the course of a game.
The 3-0. There's a strike. 3-1. Leadoff man is on board via the walk.
CJ trying to keep himself back over the pitching rubber. You see him drifting a little bit quicker than normal, already landing before his arm is going through the arm slot to be able to be consistent in the strike zone, but very good as far as making adjustments.
Halos pitchers yesterday, there was Jerome Williams and Jason Isringhausen combined for no walks against the White Sox. This is a team that you want to make kind of swing the bat a little bit. And now you've got to pay attention to De Aza over at first base with the good speed. As Gordon Beckham looks at strike one. Beckham went 2 for 4 last night, had an RBI double. His average of 205. A couple of home runs, 10 runs batted in. Long pause for Wilson, the 0-1 pitch. Beckham chops this one on the ground toward third. Payaspo's only play is going to be to first base. They get Beckham as Diaz ends up in scoring position, 1 out.
Oh, nice play defensively for Payaspo at third base. Slow roller. Come in. The transfer very good as far as the glove to the throwing hand and on the run to be able to make this play and get Beckham, who runs well down the line.
So Adam Dunn will step in. Served as a DH last night. Ended up going 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts. 12 home runs and 28 runs batted in for Dunn. 241 batting average. Fouls off the first pitch and it's 0-1. Lefties have hit just 200 this year against Wilson. A couple of home runs. Did he go? He did. Corey Blazer ringing that one up. It's an 0-2 count. Righty's hitting just 206 against CJ. Two guys that have had a lot of experience against Wilson, both Konerko and Rios. Same batting average at 273 in their careers. That fastball's high. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's a fastball just for show right there to give him a different look inside. If he was going to go inside like he did, he was going to elevate enough where it'd be difficult for Adam Dunn to be able to make contact. Takes it now, probably will go away. He can either go hard fastball away or breaking pitch away against him now.
Howie Kendrick out in shallow right field with the overshift. Asturias trying to keep De Aza close to the bag as Dunn swings and misses on the breaking pitch. 2 down.
Real good sequence there by C.J. Wilson. Nice job of keeping that front shoulder in there now to be able to snap that breaking pitch over the front side and get the swing and miss.
So Paul Konerko will step up. 2 outs and a man at second base. 3 for 4 game last night for Konerko. 3 singles. A .356 batting average. 7 home runs and 20 runs batted in. 3rd now in the American League in hitting. Fastball is upstairs. Mentioned the .273 average against C.J. Wilson in his career. That's 3 for 11. David Ortiz, who was just ahead of Konerko prior to last night's game, he slipped back. Derek Jeter's in the 2 spot. Josh Hamilton is hitting .404, leading the world in hitting. 1-0 pitch. That's down and in. 2 balls and no strikes.
Do have an open base. Konerko just been swinging the bat so well. He's very good as far as going back up the middle too, if you're staying away. So I would assume if you don't have to throw him a strike, you got that open base. Go after Rios, especially now behind in the count 2-0.
Stays away from him. 2-1.
Nice changeup in a hitter's count.
2-1 pitch. This again, 3 balls and a strike. Piazza started this game off working a walk. Beckham grounded to third, done with a strikeout. And now Konerko with the count in his favor. 3 balls and a strike with Alex Rios on deck. White Sox third in the American League Central, 4.5 games back. The Cleveland Indians. Cleveland and Seattle tied at 4. That game at the bottom of the 10th. Day baseball everywhere in the American League. 3-1. That is inside, and he walked it with first base open. No need to give in. Go to work now on Rios.
Again, a lot of people may be sitting at home watching this game saying, why would you do that in the first inning? But the reality is you're facing the pitcher on the other side, too. And Chris Sale, if he gets on a roll, very difficult to hit.
Yep.
You don't want to give up a scratch run early in the ball game if you have an open base to pitch around a very dangerous hitter like Paul Konerko.
So Rios steps in. He's the right fielder. Went 0 for 4 last night. 267 batting average. A home run and 14 runs batted in. That was picked up by the White Sox on waivers from the Toronto Blue Jays a couple of years ago. The first one is bounced foul. Just wanted to bag at third. It's no balls and a strike. Rios was a first-round pick of the Blue Jays back in '99.
That's a good pitch there. Cut fastball. You got a hitter up there. I think he's going to get a fastball. And you do throw one, but then you get your bat geared out to be able to turn on it. Then that cut fastball gets in on the hand, and all you can do is pull it foul. Now you're ahead of the count. You got options now with an 0-1 count in your favor as far as a pitcher.
Couple of base runners on with 2 outs. This one's fouled back with that fastball away. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Five afternoon games today in Major League Baseball in the American League. Mentioned at Seattle, Cleveland. Minnesota defeated Detroit today at Comerica Park. Oakland leading Texas. Kansas City leading Baltimore. 0-2 is down and in. That gets away from Hester. Now it's a hit by pitch. So Rios will take his base. An 0-2 breaking ball down and in. And the bases are loaded for A.J. Pierzynski.
CJ overthrew that one. Mike Butcher's going to go out and pay a visit to CJ Wilson. Trying to make sure he went down and in. Well, it was real close to just the front of the foot.
I'm not sure if it even hit him.
I think he played a pretty good part. He's out in L.A. trying to get a movie part.
Either that or become a professional soccer player.
And this is the way he reacted initially. He didn't think if that was going to get you in the toe.
I think the other angle shows a little bit better shot of that ball missing the foot.
Yeah, you can see the dirt behind the foot.
That's bad. It works because he's on first base and C.J. Wilson now in a bases loaded jam. A.J. Pierzynski 1 for 4 last night, hitting .287 on the year. And C.J. just had not been able to find that right release point. 20 pitches thrown, 11 balls, 9 strikes.
This is when you're on the hill. You just have the mindset, I got to trust my defense is going to make a play for me. I don't have to be too fine with the pitch. Well, he's cutting off that breaking pitch. The one he threw to Adam Dunn was perfect. Got out in front, was outstanding with that. Since then, not finishing off well.
Swing and a miss. 1-1. And not to push aside anything, but great block by John Hester on that first breaking pitch to Pierzynski with a good runner, fast runner. De Aza standing at third base. There's De Aza. Konerko's at second and Rios at first. The 1-1 pitch. This one out towards center field. Peter Borges comes running in. Makes the catch. The inning comes to an end. We head to the bottom of the first. Trout, Astures, and Pujols to face Chris Sale with no score. with trouble, left the bases loaded. We'll see the lineup that Mike Scioscia is running out there this afternoon. It'll be Mike Trout leading things off in right field. Mysur Sturis is the shortstop. Albert Pujols at first. Mark Trumbo, the cleanup hitter, in DH. Howie Kendrick is at second. Vernon Wells in left field. Alberto Callaspo at third. Peter Borges in center, batting eighth. Doing the catching and batting ninth is John Hester. They take on the 23-year-old Lakeland, Florida native by the name of Chris Sale.
Chris Sale, very good fastball, power fastball. Anywhere 90 to 96. When he was closing, he can touch 99 to 100, but a little bit different type of fastball as a starter. Very good slider and an improving changeup. He's been throwing the ball very well as a starter. 33 punch-outs in 38 innings pitched so far. Has pitched one game out of the bullpen this year, but other than that, 6 starts.
Good numbers, good fastball. Mike Trout leads things off, and the first one is outside. Trout last night 2 for 3. Batting average of .333. 3 home runs, 8 runs batted in. Sale doesn't waste a whole lot of time, delivers a strike here and evens the count. Morel playing in at third base. Dunn playing in at first. Here comes the 1-1. Swing and a miss. It is 1-2. 38 innings of work for Sale. 32 hits, 33 strikeouts, 11 walks. 1 bullpen appearance. That was after he complained about having some tenderness in his elbow. As Trout fouls it back. The count remains at 1-2. We'll take a look at our Hyundai key to the game.
Victor, I know you're a big fan of Coldplay. Oh, and speed of sound with that speed in the lineup for Mike Scioscia today. Mike Trout at the top of the order, and of course you got Peter Borges hitting number 8, so a ton of speed and ability to be able to hit some rockets out of the ballpark today, middle part of the order, so a lot of opportunities to score.
This one's fouled off to the right. The Sturis on deck, Pujols to follow. Breaking pitch is down and in. Just by looking at Sale, looks tall guy, 6'6", listed at 180. That might be dripping wet. Looks like a left-handed Mike McDougal. Outside, full count. The former fireballer from the Kansas City Royals, former White Sox.
Exactly. He's a guy that hides the baseball well, kind of a slinger. 3/4 action with the fastball. Hides it well, though. Very difficult to be able to pick up if you're a hitter.
3-2 pitch. Trout shoots one toward the right field corner. Alex Rios giving chase. Slides, and he makes the catch. Nice play by Alex Rios in right field. And there's the first out of the bottom of the first.
Boy, good read off the bat by Alex Rios to be able to make that play. A full run all the way. Never took his eye off the baseball. Slid in as he's going to go into the wall. Thought the ball was going to end up being foul anyhow, but he had a nice play.
So nobody on with 1 out. Here's Mysur Sturis getting the start at shortstop today. His average at .294. Takes that one down and in. Mysur's been a .353 hitter from the right. We're just talking about 17 at bats, 6 for 17 with a couple of runs batted in. .275 from the left side as the count is evened up on him at 1-1. He did not play last night. As you can see, Sale comes from the Mark Burley school of working very quickly, which we all appreciate.
And even John Danks, too, who's still a part of this rotation, the same way.
This one's popped up. A.J. Pierzynski finds the baseball, gets rid of the mask. Ball almost pops out of the glove, but he makes the catch. 2 down. Let's take a look at the defense for the White Sox. Viciedo, De Aza, and Rios from left to right in the outfield. Morel, Ramirez, Beckham, and Dunn from third to first, and Pierzynski behind the plate.
And Adam Dunn getting that start at first base. He's got no errors. Has turned 8 double plays in that position in his 13th start. Guy that's very big target for the infielders to throw across the diamond. But the guy, though, I think if you force him to come in on the baseball, you might have some success as far as trying to drag bunt down the line.
Here's Albert Pujols. 5-game hitting streak after going 1 for 4 yesterday with a 3-run home run. His second home run of the season. Now his 17 runs batted in. He'll look at a strike. play him to pull, although Beckham still on the second base side of second base. Foul back.
A good swing at that fastball.
Eric Ibar hanging out.
Some nice pair of glasses he's got working.
Yeah. At some point might be able to be taking a nap and nobody will know. He might actually be daydreaming right now, just talking in his sleep. Pujols loops this one out to shallow center. Backup is out there. Chris Sale has himself a 1-2-3 first inning. One complete. We are scoreless. I want to remind you that fans, groups of 25 or more, can enjoy exciting Angels baseball for as low as $8 per seat. This year, when group tickets are purchased, each member will receive an Angels hat for a select series. To book your group outing today, just call 888-796-HALO or Gooby. Tell them the website.
Angels.com/groups.
Here in the second inning for Chicago, it's the bottom third of the order. Ramirez, Viciedo, and Morel against C.J. Wilson at 2 walks and a hit batter. A phantom hit by pitch. But left the bases loaded as he got A.J. Pierzynski to hit a shallow fly ball to center. Ramirez last night went 0 for 4. The shortstop for the White Sox hitting just .203. 1 home run, 16 runs batted in. The first one is inside. .1-0 pitch. Ramirez chops this one back up the middle, and Howie Kendrick can't come up with it. It's a leadoff base hit for Ramirez. Umpires this afternoon. Chad Fairchild is behind the plate. Tom Hallion over at first base. Alfonso Marquez is over at second, and Corey Blazer did a nice job last night. He is over at third.
Yeah, very solid job. Not a lot of complaints by either side.
Second straight inning in which the leadoff man has reached. And here is Dayan Viciedo, the left fielder. He went 3 for 4, including his 5th home run. He's got 11 runs batted in, the average of .237. Takes a strike.
When that's that good spot last year, C.J. Wilson, hitters hitting a 31 double plays when he was on the hill. He could use one right now.
Ramirez with 3 stolen bases on the year stands at first. A big swing and a miss by Viciedo. It's 0-2. White Sox will run 28 stolen bases as a team. That's third in the American League. Upstairs. The ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2. This one grounded over to third base. Callaspo to Kendrick on the first in time, and it's a double play. Alexi Ramirez, I don't know that he saw the baseball for whatever reason. Just never took off, or it seemed like he had a delayed reaction to taking off to second base.
And he might have had time to take out Howie Kendrick at second because that baseball handcuffed Callaspo just enough to give him a chance to get close to second. Tough hop. A little bit of hesitation, but the strong throw over there. He's not even in the vicinity.
At that point, if you're Alexi Ramirez, why even bother sliding? Just peel off into the outfield.
Well, he's going back to the base.
Yeah, he never saw the baseball. He must have thought that the crack of the bat was coming from the stands or something. 0-1 count here on Brent Morel.
And another double play ball for C.J. Wilson, utilizing that defense in the infield for the Angels.
Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike on the White Sox third baseman. Morel, who went 0 for 4 last night, hitting 171. 2 doubles, 5 runs batted in. One pitch. It's fouled back over the screen. 1-2. Morel just the next guy in line to play third base for the White Sox. It's been kind of a revolving door there since Joe Crede left the White Sox. That guy was a tremendously talented defensive third baseman with some pop at his bat.
Yeah, if his back would have held up for him, he would have been an outstanding major league player for a lot of years. And you mentioned that glove at third base and his arm, his instincts coming in on the baseball, very, very good.
They've had Josh Fields there. Gordon Beckham, his rookie season, he spent over at third base. Now Morel. 2-2 upstairs. Full count now. Top of the order in Alejandro De Aza on deck. So third 3-ball count for C.J. Wilson as we play with 2 outs in the second. Here's a payoff. Morel draws the walk. That's the 3rd walk now issued by C.J.
Only 34 pitches thrown, 17 strikes, 17 balls. Looks like that got the bottom part of the strike zone, though. C.J. wanted that pitch, but again, a lot of times umpires go along with you as far as your consistency in the strike zone. If you've been out of the strike zone a lot, they're not going to be able to call that. And of course, Hester was able to, when he caught that ball, brought that ball down out of the strike zone because of that late movement on the pitch.
Here's De Aza, who drew a walk in the first. Morel has 4 stolen bases. He's been caught once. Team leader in bags for the White Sox is De Aza, who has 7. Brett Lillibridge also with 7. One ball, no strikes. Most walks issued in a game by Wilson this year, 4. And that was in his first start of the season at Target Field in Minneapolis on April the 9th. Had 5 strikeouts in that one. This one rolled over to first. Pujols has it. The inning comes to an end. We head to the bottom of the second with no score. Scoreless here in the bottom of the second inning. Mark Trumbo to lead things off against Chris Sale. Be followed by Howie Kendrick and then Vernon Wells. A warm afternoon here in Anaheim. Not a cloud in the sky, a little breeze. First one is inside on the fastball from Chris Sale. 1 ball, no strikes. Mark with a 7-game hitting streak after going 3 for 4 last night, including his 8th double. He got 6 home runs, 16 runs batted in. His batting average at .344. Down and in. 2 balls and no strikes.
Well, they're going inside on Gavin Floyd. Stayed everything away, whether it was a cut fastball, curveball away. You see Sale trying to go inside against Trumbo.
3 balls and no strikes. Mark doesn't have enough ABs yet to qualify as a top 10 member of the batting average leaders in the American League. Looks at a strike. That's 3-1. His average at .344 would place him 5th, behind David Ortiz and ahead of Austin Jackson of the Tigers. He's had a nice resurgence, Austin Jackson has.
He got a lot of strikeouts in the past.
Full count now. Another fastball from Sale.
That Tiger team in general still struggling.
Man, another loss today. Three-two pitch. This one sliced down the line and out of play. This one sharply hit to the right side. There's a base hit. Good piece of hitting. Make that an 8-game hitting streak for Mark.
Amazing how he's able to keep his hands back. So often we saw, even he had a tremendous rookie season last year, had a lot of home runs. He would pull off this pitch or swing and miss away, but did a good job of getting his hands back and threw the baseball and into right field for a ground ball base hit. Boy, that's pretty level for a pretty good pitch, too.
Yep. Now 1 game shy of matching his career high as far as hit streak is concerned. Had a 9-game hitting streak last year between May 29th and June 7th. Here's Howie Kendrick. He'll look at a strike on the outside corner. Howie went 0 for 3, did have a sacrifice fly, picked up his 12th run batted in. The average at .267. Check in on Trumbo.
Well, this is one guy Mike Scioscia would like to see get going again. He's had a tough homestand, Howie. 0 for 11. Or 0 for 10, 0 for his last 11.
A little bit high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mike Scioscia moving Howie up in the lineup to the 5th spot, saying that this is a better place for Howie to succeed. 1-2 now. Howie trying to change mojo, pulling the pan legs up.
When he's going well, he's having that same type of approach Mark Trumbo has had on that fastball away, hitting the ball the other way or up the middle.
Infield playing in a couple of steps. Trying to turn a double play. 1-2's high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now, one thing, it appears as if Angel hitters just looking fastball on Sale has not been able, even though he's got a pretty good slider, has not thrown it much, and when he hasn't thrown it for a strike.
Yeah, and even his changeup, which is a solid one too, has not thrown it well in the strike zone.
This one's fouled off to the right.
So even though Sale has a very good fastball, that's what you're looking for. Just look for the fastball, whether it's in or away, and just try to gear up to that 90-plus fastball. Makes it easier to hit when you're just looking for one pitch. Even if it is a very good plus pitch,
did not go rounds as Tom Hallion at first base. So a full count now on Howie with Trumbo over at first. Sale was a first-round pick, 13th overall in 2010.
I wonder if we'll be going here 3-2. Does have one pickoff this year.
Trumbo takes off. Howie checked his swing. Did he go? He went around, says the first base umpire, Tom Hallion. So one out.
And with the first base occupied, he's out. If there's two outs, obviously he can advance to first base. A good view here to see if he went on that pitch. Yeah, he crossed the plate. Tom Hallion was right on that one. As soon as that bat is crossing home plate, going to be called. And Tom Hallion right at first base makes the call right away.
The Trumbo moves to second on the wild pitch. One out. Here's Vernon. One ball, no strikes. Mentioned that Sale, a first-round pick in 2010 out of Florida Gulf Coast University, got to the big leagues that year. Pitching in 21 games for the Sox out of the bullpen. It's 2 balls and no strikes on Wells. There's 4 games in Winston-Salem, 7 in Charlotte, then 21 in that first season. Out of the bullpen last year, 58 games, 8 saves. 2-2 record of 2.79 ERA, but they like his stuff as a starter. 2-0 pitch. Wells loops it foul and out of play. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, that's the tough decision for an organization to make. He's got too good of stuff. You think he's got 3 quality pitches. Better served, I think, being a starter.
Robin Ventura, his first year at the helm for the White Sox. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Turned it over. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And that was his first really good changeup, and he has a good one.
Mentioned this is the 7th start for Sale. Started in the rotation. Had some tenderness in his elbow. And so they took him out of the rotation, put him in the bullpen.
I guess the thought was that less taxing on the elbow, less throws down in the bullpen.
This one's popped up on the right side of the infield. Gordon Beckham is over. 2 down. So Trumbo remains in scoring position. Alberto Callaspo is coming up. It's tough to jerk around, though, with a kid at just 23 years of age, good arm, to do something like that. If you've started the season with a plan, and the plan was he's going to be a starter, take him out of the rotation, put him in the bullpens. Folks were not overly happy or thrilled about that. His agent said something about it. I think rightfully so.
You see that a lot with older pitchers, the guys that have some mileage on their arm. You saw that with Dennis Eckersley and John Smoltz. Starters back then went to the bullpen and they made their way back. Well, Smoltz did back to the rotation, but it's tough for a young pitcher to do so.
This one off the end of the bat. 1 ball, 1 strike on Callaspo. Had a 3-for-4 game last night. The average of 261. Made that 1 appearance out of the pen, went 1 inning. That was on the 8th of May against Cleveland, then back in the rotation against Kansas City. 1-1 pitch. Callaspo grounds one towards short. Ramirez has it on the first. The Angels get their first hit. Man in scoring position, but leave them there. We're through 2, and there's no score. Top of the third with no score. Take a look at our Mazda League leaders as C.J. Wilson's ready to go. Talking about American League wins by lefties since 2010.
Yeah, most times you wouldn't even think with C.J. because he was effective out of the bullpen for the Rangers, but very good as far as establishing that fastball down. And when you throw that many strikes and get that many ground ball outs, you have a great opportunity to win games. And C.J.'s done a nice job coming over the Angels, also picking up some big victories, and of course pitching back-to-back games down there as far as starts in Texas last time around.
He'll be facing 2, 3, and 4 for the White Sox here to third. Beckham, Dunn, and Konerko. Beckham shoots one down the line. This one's tailing foul and out of play. No balls at a strike. He grounded out to Alberto Callasco the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. CJ can get back on track as far as throwing strikes. 3 walks already. 37 total pitches, 19 strikes, 18 balls. One ball, one strike.
Trying to get that leadoff batter out. First 2 innings, the leadoff man has reached base.
Yeah, De Aza with a walk to start the game. And Ramirez with a base hit up the middle. This one's cued off the end of the bat. Just in front of Harold Baines, who takes the Alfredo Griffin approach to foul balls.
I wish he did that at the plate. Just not try to swing the bat. He was a very, very difficult out.
One, two. This one out toward shallow center. Peter Borges coming on. One away. So leadoff man is retired to start this third inning. Here comes Adam Dunn. Dunn, the only strikeout victim for CJ today. CJ waits for his infield to settle in as they overshift to the right. Dunn swings through, actually makes contact with that one. And it's 0-1. White Sox 10th in the American League in average, 9th in runs, 11th in on-base percentage, 11th in slugging. Very similar to that of the Angels' overall numbers as well, although the Angels' average is up. Halo's 11th in runs, 10th in slugging, 12th in on-base percentage. 0-2.
Well, last time being 0-2, he went upstairs, up and in on Adam Dunn, and eventually finishing him off with a breaking ball away.
I think he dropped down just a little bit there, 1-2. Big man has some big power.
Went off the plate, so you think, you know, he's not going to be able to catch that pitch on the outside part of the plate. It's tempting to try to stay outside. Harold Baines was the same way. He was way off the plate. He's a guy that you thought there's no way he can cover that outside part of the plate. First couple swings he would look like he could, and then he would go back out and drive that ball back up the middle.
He was tempting you. He's playing mind games
yes,
with you.
Yes, he did.
2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Down goes Dunn. 2 down.
Dunn upset with himself because he got a fastball. I think he might have been looking breaking pitch away. CJ went upstairs, gets him with a good fastball.
So 2 outs and nobody on for Paul Konerko, who drew the walk in the first inning. Seven home runs for Konerko. 403 career home runs. 1 ball, no strikes. .403 home runs puts him 48th all time.
Like we mentioned last night, it's getting better and better as his career progresses, especially with the batting average. Used to always be a guy that would be susceptible to swinging at breaking pitches out of the strike zone.
Two-0 pitch. Just inside. 3 balls and no strikes. Rios on deck.
Be careful here, though. Green light for sure for Konerko.
Three and 1. Both teams with a hit. White Sox have stranded 4, 3 of which came in the first inning. They left the bases loaded after Pierzynski flied out to end that first inning. 2 strikeouts and 3 walks, 1 hit batter for Wilson. The 3-1. Outside, he walked him. So that's the 4th walk issued. It comes with 2 outs. Folks, on May 28th, the Angels will be taking on the Yankees at 6:05. You can come out to the Big A and receive an Angels car freshener and watch the post-game fireworks courtesy of Nitto Tire. Purchase tickets today at the Angels Stadium ticket office or by logging on to angels.com. Rios looks at a strike. He had a 2-strike count on him when he took an 0-2 breaking pitch off the toe, or at least in the vicinity of his left toe. He was stranded at first as this one's popped up foul on the first base side and out of play, and it snowballs at 2 strikes.
Same count. See if he throws that slider down and in. The 5th 0-2 count of the game so far for C.J. Wilson. Although he's walked 4, he's been able to get it ahead of the count on 5 different batters. 0-2.
On its way. Rios lines one toward left field. Vernon Wells is coming on, and he's not going to be able to make the catch. It falls in for a hit. Vernon playing a little bit deeper, maybe perhaps because of the day game here, off the end of the bat. So 2 on and 2 outs now for Pierzynski.
Came in with a breaking pitch off the end of the bat. The big swing went around it instead of more of a direct route rate at the baseball.
Pierzynski at the fly ball to center field in the first. I think this goes back to that 2-out walk to Paul Konerko. You put yourself in these types of situations, and you don't want Konerko to beat you, but you open yourself up to a little base hit like that, another flare, and all of a sudden there's a run on the board.
Yeah, it's a little different with the man on second. You pitch around Konerko with nobody on, 2 outs. I think that's the time when you go after him with a hard fastball to stay away. Try to get him to hit the ball on the ground, keep him in the yard.
1-0 pitch. This one's fouled off to the left. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wells playing shallow and left. Borges shallow in center. And Trout straight up and right. Konerko doesn't run all that well. He's at second base. Rios with decent speed is at first.
Well, Pierzynski had a pretty good swing at that pitch. Fortunately for CJ and the Angels, he fouled that straight back.
One-two pitch. This one shot into right field. There's a base hit. Konerko's going to be stopped over at third. He's going to run through the stop sign, and they've got Pierzynski hung up, and the White Sox going to take a 1-0 lead. So C.J. Wilson gives up the 2-out walk, and that walk comes around to score. We hit the bottom of the third. Chicago leads it. White Sox lead it 1-0, courtesy of the A.J. Pierzynski base hit that scalded Paul Konerko. As a matter of fact, Konerko running through the stop sign. Mike Trout's throw kind of died a little bit in the infield, so Pujols cut it off and ended up retiring Pierzynski between second and third base to end that inning.
Yeah, so often you see a base runner when he's going around to be able to draw that throw. The hand up to be able to stop Konerko. Konerko's reading that all the way. He was determined to try to be able to score on that base. With 2 outs, you're going to be more apt to take that chance anyhow. Pierzynski's one of those guys, though, when you put him up in those spots, very difficult to get out. He somehow will find a way to put the ball in play, and he got a base hit and an RBI.
Borges, Hester, and Trout here against Chris Sale. Peter getting the start for the first time since Saturday, hitting 193. A home run and 9 runs batted in. A 1 pitch. Shows bunt. Pushes it foul in the air. 0-2 count.
A good idea. It looked like he was trying to push it to the right side of the infield. You have a left-handed pitcher who's going to fall towards third. Force Beckham to field that baseball. You got a real good chance with that speed of Peter Borges to be able to beat that out.
Tap a foul.
After that breaking pitch in the dirt against Borges, you would think Sale's going to try to go fastball upstairs. At this point, if you're Peter Borges, you're just trying to put the ball in play, utilize your speed.
0-2. This one's fouled off to the right. Halo's out of man at scoring position in the second inning, but Wells popped down in the infield. Callaspo grounded out, leaving Trumbo stranded at second. Sale with good tempo. 1 strikeout, no walks. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Unlike C.J. Wilson, who has just struggled. Although that third inning started off in C.J.'s favor. Fly ball to center. A strikeout of Dunn. And then messing around a little bit too much with Konerko. Walked him, gave up the hit to Rios, and then the hit to Pierzynski. Count is even now, 2-2 on Borges. Swing and a miss, tying him up. And there is out number 1. So with nobody on base, John Hester will step to the plate. He's seen action with the Angels a couple of games. 2-4 with the Halos.
He's a guy with good pop in the bat, too. When he squares up the baseball, can hit it a long way. More of a longer swing for him, known for his defensive side.
Looks at a strike. Hester, 28 years of age. He swings through that one. It's 0-2. Grew up in the Atlanta, Georgia area. Went to Stanford University. 13th round pick by the Diamondbacks in 2006. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts. There are 2 down.
Well, Sale is just rearing back and letting that fastball go right now. A lot of confidence in that pitch. Couple fastballs inside to get swings and misses.
Top of the order now, Mike Trout. 0 for 1. He hit a fly ball to right field in the first inning. Oh, 2 count. A lot of strikes thrown by the left-hander. 33 so far out of his 50 pitches thrown. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. He strikes out the side, and we have played 3. It's 1-0 Chicago.
C.J. Wilson so far has thrown 57 pitches, 21 the last inning, 22 in the first inning after getting 2 quick outs last inning. Ended up walking Konerko, and a base hit by Rios, and then of course a base hit by Brzezinski to be able to bring that first run across for the Chicago White Sox.
Here in the 4th inning, it'll be Ramirez, Viciedo, and Morel against C.J., who has 2 strikeouts, 4 walks. Ramirez had a leadoff single in the 2nd inning, so he's 1 for 1. I mean, C.J. just does not look comfortable today out on the mound.
And it's not like, but John Hester hasn't been around a long time, but he did catch C.J. in Texas, so it's not like he hasn't thrown to him before. He just doesn't have that feel in which he's going to be able to work quickly. A lot of pitches out of the strike zone, just trying to find that good landing spot on the mound.
Just mechanics just seem a little bit out of whack. 2 balls and no strikes.
But sometimes whether you're at the plate or on the mound, when you think so much about your mechanics, even a golfer with his swing, you worry about those things instead of just going back to your natural instincts and just letting the baseball go.
2-1. One run, 3 hits, 5 left on for Chicago. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on for the Halos. 2-1 pitch, outside, 3 balls and a strike. This one's fouled back, full count. Three-two, and this one's drilled out to straightaway center field. Borges is back there. 1 away. Take a look at our AT&T trivia question for this afternoon, with interleague play beginning tomorrow. Who are the only 2 teams with more interleague wins than the Angels? Halos have the top 3 in their rotation going against the Padres beginning tomorrow night. Weaver, Heron, then Santana. And it's off to Oakland for 3, Seattle for 4. 10-game road trip. One ball, no strikes. Viciedo rolled into a 5-4-3 double play in the second inning. So he's 0 for 1.
Well, he's up there with one thing in mind, to be able to crush a baseball a long distance.
He is from the island nation of Cuba, and you learn to swing your way off the island.
Well, he's swinging hard. He was looking for a fastball there. We got a cut fastball instead.
1-2.
Good pitch there. Nice slow curveball.
Upstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Back-to-back Cubans in the lineup for the White Sox. Alexi Ramirez, Diane Viciedo, both defecting from Cuba at different times. This one's lifted in the air down the right field line. Long run for Mike Trout, who can't make the play. Nice effort. He had a long way to go. And Albert just kind of reminded him, had you not called me off, I probably would have had it. I'm just kidding.
Albert had to go a long way himself.
But you know that's what he said.
Oh, there's no question.
That's what veteran players do.
Exactly. You know, I had that in my back pocket. You know, next time to say, hey, you take it.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, when you look at where Trout had to go, that's a long way to cover. He almost made that play.
Another 2-2. This one's hit in the air to right. Playable for Trout. Glasses gleaming with that sunshine. And he has the ball go off his glove. Viciedo ends up at second base.
Well, you could see right off the get-go when he was trying to track that baseball, the sun just right on those glasses. Fighting it all the way through and trying to pick it up. He's basically just picked up maybe at that last second.
Yep. First error of the year for Mike Trout. Puts a man in scoring position for Brent Morel, third baseman.
He basically looked like he was just putting a glove where an area where he thought the baseball might end up.
Oh, 1 count on Morel. Graduated Centennial High School in Corona in 2005. Cal Poly SLO product. 0-1 pitch. Count even now. 1 ball, 1 strike.
This is when, as a pitcher, you want to pick up your fielder. So you can get through the inning. Let that mistake just be harmless.
One pitch. Breaking ball down and in. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, judging by the amount of pitches thrown by C.J. Wilson today, it's going to be very difficult for him to be able to get into that 8th inning, even the 7th inning right now. 72 pitches thrown, still having a tough time commanding the strike zone.
And it's 3 balls and a strike. Sixth batter in which he's had a 3-ball count. And a 3-1. He walked him. 5th walk issued by C.J. Wilson. And the second one that Morales picked up. And this is a guy that came in batting 171, and that just tells you the struggles that CJ's had just from the get-go. Even with the first batter of the game, Alejandro De Aza, whom CJ ended up walking anyway. He's just not been able to figure things out. He's got runners at first and second now with De Aza coming up. Most walks in a game in CJ's career, 6, and that was in 2010 as a member of the Rangers.
Well, his first year as a starter, he did have some issues as far as the base on balls, but he made a good adjustment last year. So far this year, spring training, he was unbelievable. Nobody walked 2 guys the whole time down to Tempe. Worked a lot on his changeup, his cut fastball. But today, just not comfortable on the mound yet.
So 1 out, 2 on. De Aza at the plate. He's drawn a walk, and he is grounded out. Castle playing in over at third base. The first one is down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. At this pace, you might start to see some action and movement in the Angels bullpen. 2 balls and no strikes. Gordon Beckham is the batter that is on deck.
Yeah, with Chris Sale throwing the way he's throwing for Chicago, you can't afford to let CJ to continue to try to find that good arm slot to throw strikes. And on cue, Mike Butcher calling down to the bullpen.
Yep, there's movement already going on. 2-0, 3 balls and no strikes. Figure it might be David Pauley. That's David Carpenter, first man up. Three and 1. One pitch. He walked him. So he's matched a career high in walks. And the bases are loaded now for Gordon Beckham.
The thing is with CJ out of the stress position, it's pretty good balance there, but he's quick throwing and pulling through the baseball. You want to go out in front a little bit more so over your front leg. He's pulling across his body, and that's pulling all those pitches off the inside corner.
1 ball, no strikes.
Beckham has grounded into 6 double plays. CJ Wilson could use one right now.
The 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike. Beckham today is 0 for 2. The ground ball to third, the fly ball to center. Adam Dunn on deck. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball is down and in.
Well, he looked like he's lost a feel for his breaking pitch and his cut fastball. Going to have to try to stay with that 2-seam fastball, try to keep it down, and of course his changeup's been pretty solid also.
Viciato at third, Morel at second, De Aza at first. Good speed on the bases for the White Sox. Time is called. Remember, CJ would have been and should have been facing Morel with 2 outs and nobody on, but Mike Trout's error, a fly ball to right field, allowed Viciato to get to second. 2-1. Beckham fouls it back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Morel then walked. De Aza drew the walk as well. That's why they're loaded up. Second time in the game in which the White Sox have had the bases loaded.
And one thing good with CJ Wilson, even with his struggles, he's a guy that can get that ground ball.
Wilson now wants to talk things over with Hester. I mentioned the Angels start that 3-game set against the Padres tomorrow. The Padres making a boatload of moves today. They've requested unconditional release waivers on the O-Dog, Orlando Hudson. He's done. Jason Bartlett going on a DL. Everett Cabrera and Alexi Amarista being recalled for the Padres. 2-2 pitch to back up, a swing and a miss. Down he goes, 2 down.
Well, that's a nasty two-seam fastball there after a cut fastball the pitch before. And you got to stay focused here. You got to make some quality pitches against a very dangerous hitter in Adam Dunn, but this is a perfect spot right there in that two-seam fastball. Not a lot you can do as a hitter, especially when you're looking on the inner half of the guy that's had command issues. Then he spots a perfect pitch on you.
Here's Adam Dunn, who twice has struck out against Wilson, so he's 0 for 2. Takes that one a little bit high. One 0 pitch, breaking ball down low. 2 balls and no strikes. It's going to be a short afternoon for C.J. Wilson. That was his 86th pitch as we play here with 2 outs in the 4th.
Especially with Konerko on deck. He gets him out here, Adam Dunn. Then he's got a chance to stay in the game. Otherwise, it's going to be a tough one. Just like we said, a number of 0-2 pitches, number 2-0 pitch, 6th 2-0 count. In this game, we're only in the 4th inning for C.J. Wilson.
Two-0 pitch, fouled back 2-1. I think it was the first pitch of the game in which he missed to Diaz, got the baseball back, and then walked around to the back of the mound. I mean, right from the get-go. So to me, it sounds like something that he just didn't feel right in the bullpen. You come out to the game mound, you think perhaps it'll be a little bit different because a lot of times it is, but then you just can't get out of that funk. The 2-1. Dunn lines one into center field. That's a base hit, and that's going to bring home 2 runs. The White Sox are going to lead this one 3-0, and that's probably going to be it for Wilson. Carpenter's ready to go in the bullpen. Paul Konerko is the scheduled batter. Mike Scioscia's coming up the steps, and that is going to be it for C.J. 3 2/3 innings, and just never had command of any of his pitches today. He will depart with runners at first and third base and trailing it by the score of 3-0.
Wireless receiver from AT&T Uverse. Visit AT&T.com/free your TV. Rethink possible. By CarMax. Start the search for your next car at CarMax. CarMax. Start here. And by Hawaiian Gardens Casino. Get your game on.
White Sox lead at 3-0 as we play with 2 outs in the 4th inning. Gorgeous day in the Southland. David Carpenter is on the relief of C.J. 3 2/3 innings, matching a career high in walks of 6, 3 strikeouts, 3 runs, 1 earned. An error by Mike Trout in the 4th inning off the bat of Viciedo. Would have been the 2nd out of the inning with nobody on base, but 2 walks to Brent Morrell, the 9th place hitter. You just knew things were a little bit off. So it's up to David Carpenter to face Paul Konerko here, who's drawn 2 walks himself. He scored a run.
Yeah, 2 of the runs scored were got on base via the walk to start with. A lot of pitches thrown out of the strike zone today by CJ.
Runners at first and third, looking for that 3rd out here in the 4th inning, and the first slider is in for a strike. David, 1-1 record, a 6.52 ERA, pitching now in his 11th game. 9 2/3 innings, 13 hits, 7 strikeouts, 4 walks. Diaz is the man at third base. Dunn over at first. He picked up the 2 RBI single. Breaking pitches outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dunn now with 30 runs batted in. One pitch. Missed inside. 2 balls and a strike. Konerko lifts this one in the air on the right side. Howie Kendrick is drifting out there. He can't find the baseball. Mike Trout can't get it either. It falls in there, and it is 4-0. Howie never saw the baseball. And that's a routine out, the 2nd of this inning that was not recorded. It should go as an error. We'll see how they rule it, but Howie doesn't even care if he has the glasses on. Nobody's got him on his hat.
William Trout sensed that right away, tried to come in and make that play, but the ball's just outside the infield dirt.
1 pitch too late. Glasses are on. Alex Rios, the batter, looks at a strike. Dunn ends up at third base. Chopper back up the middle. Howie's got him near the bag. They force out Konerko, and this inning finally comes to an end, but Chicago scores 3 times. They lead it 4-0. action for today. They're the only two teams with more interleague wins than the Angels, Yankees, and the White Sox.
I knew the Yankees were in that, but the White Sox too.
4-0 White Sox, bottom of the fourth inning. An ugly top of the fourth inning. Halos here in the fourth will have Izturis, Pujols, and Trumbo to face Chris Sale, who struck out the side in the third. Hope that perhaps that the long inning affects Sale.
That was an extremely long half inning, so you have to be patient, force him in the middle part of the plate. He's going to have a tough time getting a good feel for his pitches early on here.
1 ball, 1 strike. Meister 0 for 2, or pardon me, 0 for 1. He popped down to the catcher, Brzezinski, his first time up. This one's fouled back. C.J. Wilson gets charged with 4 runs, only 1 earned in his 3 2/3 innings. 6 walks and 3 strikeouts. Izturis lifts one out toward left field. Viciedo is back a couple of steps. 1 out. Hey, log on to FoxSportsWest.com. You can read about the battle for L.A. between the Lakers and the Clippers. Lakers down 2-0. Return home on Friday, I believe. 7:30.
Back-to-back Friday,
Pacific,
Saturday games.
That's right. Track and field, volleyball CIF finals, and the Kings playoff run. Dealing with the Coyotes. All that and more on FoxSportsWest.com. Here's Albert Pujols with 1 out, nobody on. The first one is in for a strike. Albert popped out in the first innings. He's 0 for 1.
There's no wasted time at all for Chris Sale on the mound. Keeps your defense active behind you when you work quickly.
Albert goes down swinging, 2 down. Strikeout number 5 for Chris Sale. And that'll bring up Mark Trumbo.
We start off with a slow breaking pitch and back-to-back fastballs at the knees and away. And he throws across his body. Very difficult to pick up. Completely different than C.J. Wilson. Even their landing spot on the mound was completely different, even though both are left-handed pitchers.
Trumbo, the only hit the Angels have had today was a base hit to right field. And that came leading off the second, but was stranded in scoring position. As he pulls this one toward the hole, past Ramirez. It's a 2-hit game for Mark Trumbo. Back-to-back multi-hit game for Trumbo.
Boy, nice job of getting his hands through the baseball after the last at bat, hit the ball to right field on a pitch away. They're setting up inside and quick through the baseball. Turns on, hits a rocket by Ramirez at shortstop. Man, has he got great bat speed.
Yep. So Howie Kendrick steps to the plate. He struck out swinging in the second. The 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike. Chase Net pitch a little bit high. On 1 pitch. This is grounded foul. 1-2.
Well, you look at the way Chris Sale pitches. He throws across his body similar to what you see Jared Weaver. So Jared from the right side throws across his body. hides the ball very well. Great deception. Same thing with Chris Sale.
The 1-2. Called strike 3. The inning comes to an end. We've played 4, and the White Sox still up 4-0. Time for Baseball Night in America. We bring you 8 straight weeks of baseball's best. It all starts with interleague matchup between regional rivals, Red Sox taking on the Phillies, or the Orioles taking on the Nationals. Baseball Night in America presented by Chevrolet begins Saturday at 4 p.m. Pacific only on Fox. But be sure to check your local listings for the game in your area. David Carpenter back on the hill. A.J. Pierzynski, Alexi Ramirez, Diane Vizcaino facing the right-hander. A.J. Pierzynski pulling one down the right field line. This one is hooking, and it is foul. Long strike, and it's an 0-1 count on the catcher. 1 for 2 and an RBI single in the third. At that point, put the White Sox up 1-0. One ball, one strike. Off speed. It was fouled off to the left. Count is even at 1-1, or pardon me, at 1-2 now. David last pitched in Sunday's game, and that was in Texas. 1 inning, 2 runs on 3 hits, had 1 walk, no strikeouts. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Duffy has a really good sweeping slider. Try to throw that one down and in and get Pierzynski to swing over top of that, but now he's got a chance to throw that little sinker away.
Another 2-2. This is pulled foul. And Brzezinski picks up his second hit. Seemed like he was just looking for that pitch down and in. Protected on that sinker away with the foul balls.
Especially with the type of swing he has, more of an uppercut swing. He could drop the head of the bat on that pitch down and in. He was able to do so, get that in the right field for a base hit.
So Alexi Ramirez will come up now. He's 1 for 2, the shortstop. Had a base hit in the second and hit the fly ball to center field. It started the 4th inning. This one's looped in the air to shallow right. Howie Kendrick going out and can't make the play. A base hit for Ramirez. Puts runners at first and second with nobody out.
Well, the thing about this too, if Howie doesn't continue to make the play on this when it hit the ground, Trout might have a play at second base. Brzezinski has to wait and make sure that baseball goes and hits the ground first.
Left-hander Hisanori Takahashi begins to loosen. As Viciedo, the left fielder, will step in. He's 0 for 2. Viciedo hit that fly ball to right that Mike Trout had go off his glove for an error. Eventually came around to score. That started the rally for Chicago. 1 ball, no strikes. Out-of-town scoreboard. Cleveland continues to win. They defeated Seattle today 6-5. Baltimore defeated Kansas City 5-3. Viciedo fouls that one straight back.
Boy, coming into the season, who would have ever thought that Cleveland would be leading their division and Baltimore would be leading their division also?
Cleveland's lead now on the Tigers 4 games, with Detroit losing. And Baltimore and Tampa Bay came into today's action tied atop the American League East. Tampa Bay hosting the Red Sox later tonight. 1-1 pitch. This one's popped up. Now with Kendrick going out. Peter Borges coming in. Borges takes charge, makes the catch, 1 out. The derisive round of applause by the Angels faithful here as the first out is recorded in the 5th.
Well, sometimes you hope for is that how we get in vicinity, it would be an infield fly roll in effect. And once you go back as an infielder, the umpires can sense you're not getting a good read on that. They will not call the infield fly.
Here's Morel, who has drawn 2 walks. He's scored a run. First one is just a little bit low, apparently. That's 1 ball, no strikes.
See if this one caught the strike zone going through, and there's no question it did.
Yeah, I mean, where does that pitch miss? 1-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Morel fouls it back. It's 2-1. Two-one pitch. 2-2. Carpenter working at a quicker pace. The 2-2. Ground ball toward the middle. Carpenter's got it. Fires the second for 1. Relay the first. In time, inning-ending double play. We head to the bottom of the 5th. The Angels trailing at 4-0. to remind you that the Chevy Cruze Eco offers the best highway fuel economy of any gas engine in America. With an EPA estimated 42 miles per gallon highway, you can continue your journey with fewer stops and fewer dollars. The Chevy Cruze, live life uninterrupted. Wells, Callaspo, and Borges to try to figure out Chris Sale, who's allowed just 2 hits, both to Mark Trumbo, 2 singles. Vernon popped out to the second baseman, Gordon Beckham, in the second, so he's 0 for 1. The first one is down and in. 65 pitches thrown by Chris Sale, 44 strikes. Vernon ahead of the count at 2 balls and no strikes. 6 punch outs for Sale, no walks, and the 2 hits. 2-1 now. Down and in. It's a leadoff walk. Second time today in which the Angels have had their leadoff man on board. Trumbo had a leadoff base hit in the second. So Alberto Callaspo will step in. He grounded out to short his first time up.
Callaspo hitting about .330 in his career against the White Sox. Nice to see him get a base hit here, put some pressure on Sale.
Oh, and 1 count. Alberto glancing back to Chad Fairchild. 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors, 8 left on for the White Sox. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error. 2 left on for the Angels. One ball, 1 strike. Oakland and Texas have gone into extra frames. They're tied at 4 in Arlington. Oakland picked up the win yesterday. The Angels picking up a game in the standings with their win against the White Sox, but need to figure out Chris Sale here to try to get back into this one. 1-2. Short lead from Vernon. Callaspo goes down for the first out here in the 5th. 7th strikeout now for Sale.
This is why it's so difficult for a hitter. You don't pick the baseball up till the very end. You see him throwing across his body, hiding it, and he slings it in there at 93 to 96 range. Very difficult to make that adjustment right away as a hitter, especially when he's throwing the ball away.
Career high for Sale as far as strikeouts, 11. That was against Seattle on the 20th of April. Has 7 with 1 out here in the 5th. Peter Borges at the plate. He fouls off the first pitch. Borges struck out in the 3rd. This is the inning in which Sale struck out Borges, Hester, and Trout. Quickly 0-2.
Again, just looking at some of the swings today against Sale by Angel hitters. Tough time, you can tell. Day game, bright sky, and also that deception he has in his delivery. Very difficult to pick up, and when you're throwing that hard, it makes it even more difficult.
It's not so much about the velocity, even though Sale can run it up there, mid to upper 90s if he wanted to. As Borges fouls it off to the right.
I think right now, if you're a hitter, you're kind of hoping he's throwing a breaking pitch
exactly.
or a changeup. At least you can make an adjustment.
Borges breaks his bat and loops one out toward left center field. That's going to get down for a hit. Vernon will round second. He's trying to go to third. Ramirez cuts it off. And Peter Borges has himself a hit. And the Angels have runners at the corners for John Hester. Pretty good read by Vernon Wells. No hesitation whatsoever in rounding second base and testing out De Aza at center.
And I was talking to Dino Evil before the series started. They said they would test De Aza. He's aggressive in the outfield, but he does have a tendency to play deeper, doesn't have an above average arm to begin with, so they're going to challenge him, and Vernon is able to get into third base. But also nice job by Peter Borges too, as he rounded first thinking about going to second, but Ramirez cut that off right away, was ready to throw to second.
So Hester steps in, a strikeout victim in the third. The infielders playing in, gosh, almost even halfway, looking for a double play ball as Hester takes that one downstairs.
Kind of odd. Up 4-0.
Up 4-0 and with a catcher at the plate.
Especially with a guy with a fastball, I guess like we saw with Peter Borges, he can jam him. And Hester's strong enough to be able to fight it out into the outfield grass if he throws a fastball in. Certain points of the game, defensively, you just think in terms of getting outs. We're in the fifth inning here. If you're the White Sox, you're thinking, okay, you might even be willing to give up a run to make sure you get an out, especially at second base.
2 balls and no strikes. Even for a big, tall left-hander with a funky motion, very quick to the plate. He gets rid of the ball very quickly. Not a big leg kick. Okay move to first. The 2-0. Hester fouls it back. 2-1.
He's allowed 2 stolen bases, but 2 base heroes have been caught. You're right, he's quick to the plate. Just a decent enough move to first base to keep the base runner honest.
Chasing a pitch a little bit up and out of the strike zone.
Now you have to shorten up your swing. You have to make contact. You have to get at least this run back. Bring yourself a little bit closer in the ball game.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Outside, a full count.
Real interesting decision here from Mike Scioscia. With Mike Trout on deck, do you send Peter Borges with 1 out and a full count, trusting John Hester to, if in the strike zone, to make contact? If it's out of the strike zone, take it.
3-2. Fouled back.
Peter Borges was not going there, especially when you have Mike Trout on deck. Been hitting the ball so well, especially with the left-hander with a good move. It's not a guarantee he's not going to throw the first base against you.
Another 3-2. Hester lifts this one in the air into the first base side, foul territory. Beckham and Dunn. Beckham makes the catch. Vernon tags and then heads back to third. 2 outs. Beckham banging into that short wall. Had Wells continued on, he would have scored easily as that throw was up the third base line, but he stands at third base. Borges still at first. 2 outs now, and Mike Trout coming up.
You might definitely take that chance if it's a tie game down by 4. Real nice play by Beckham as he slams into the wall, but realizing that the Angels have always been aggressive, throws it in as quick as possible up the line. There's a chance you can't take when you're down by 4.
Robin Ventura is coming out. 84 pitches for Sale. No action in the White Sox pen.
Going over a scouting report against Trout, or just trying to give him a breather because it's an odd time to go out to talk to a pitcher
You just got the second out of the inning. You want to keep things rolling, and the guy at the plate is 0 for 2 against you with a fly ball to right and a strikeout.
Moore might have been giving Beckham a breather, also running into the wall. There's so many different things come into play.
Still only the bottom of the fifth, 4-0 Chicago. 2 outs and runners at first and third. First one to Trout. A little bit high for ball 1.
Sale with a couple wild pitches on the season also has a tendency when he gets ahead of the count to overthrow his breaking pitch.
Time is called. Trout digging in there. One ball, one strike. This inning started with a leadoff walk to Wells. Callaspo struck out. Borges with a bloop single put Wells at third base. And Hester with that pop-up in foul territory. There's the 1-1. 1-2.
That's one of these times where you might see Peter Borges try to steal behind the count. Trout, worst case scenario, fresh count, but a couple fastballs in.
Sales 1-2. Trout pulls it foul.
We're back inside again with another fastball.
.24 pitches thrown by Sale here in the fifth. Trout lifts this one in the air on the first base out into foul territory. Still the exact same spot on which Hester hit his, but this one into the seats. Shot a long look to Dino Ebel. Flashes some signs across the field to Peter Borges at first base. Angels with 3 hits, 2 by Trumbull, 1 by Borges here in the fifth. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And Sale's at the point now where he may only have another inning left, and he's got the high pitch count. So as they stretch him out as far as a starter, he could be in the bullpen all last year.
Two. A bouncer on the first base side. Sale picks it up, fires to first. The inning comes to an end. We've played 5, and it's 4-0 Chicago. Angels baseball is brought to you by the new Southwest Patty Melt from Carl's Jr. With jalapenos, pepper jack cheese, and Santa Fe sauce, it's a spicy twist on a classic burger. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network, AT&T, rethink possible. And by Dodge. Top of the sixth inning, it is a 4-0 White Sox lead. Pitching change for the Angels is Hisanori Takahashi takes over on the mound for David Carpenter. David went an inning and a third. Gave up 3 hits, although one was a pop-up that wasn't caught. They went for an RBI single. That was off the bat of Paul Konerko. Hisanori now pitching in his 12th game of the year, and he'll be facing the top of the order, Diaz, Beckham, and Dunn.
Again, big thing, and it has been for Takahashi, is establishing his fastball. When he's able to throw that for strikes early in the count, then he can throw his slider, which is very effective, and his changeup.
Alejandro Diaz is 0 for 1. He has walked twice and grounded out. He's also scored a run. One ball, no strikes. Two and 0. Takahashi did pitch in Monday's game against Oakland. Went 1 inning in that one. As he falls behind here, 3 balls and no strikes. 1 strikeout, 1 walk. Three and 1. Getting ahead today has been few and far between for Angels pitchers. CJ struggled with the 6 walks. And Diaz has picked up his 3rd of the game. A leadoff walk to start the 6th inning. 7th walk overall. As Gordon Beckham will step in. .28 batters faced by Angels pitchers. Only 13 first pitch strikes. 14 now with that strike to Beckham.
Well, that's one thing that upsets Mike Butcher so much, is that being behind in the count. Taking away your options of using your secondary pitches when you're always behind.
Beckham is 0 for 3 as he swings through that one. Slams the bat down. It's 0-2.
Well, look at the difference, because he got ahead with that first pitch and he's able to throw his all-speed pitch and get a swing like that. Well, the numbers speak for itself. When you get ahead of the count 1-0 as a pitcher, you've all of a sudden the batting averages go way down as compared to being 1-0, 2-0.
Takahashi making sure Diaz is close to the bag at first. The good speed. He takes off. Swing and a miss. A throw down from Hester to the bag is in time as Howie hangs onto the baseball. A strike him out, throw him out, double play.
Real good throw by John Hester behind the plate. Quick on the transfer, quick release. Breaking pitch, gets rid of it quickly. Perfect throw. The only chance you're going to be able to get Diaz is a good low throw at the base, and he was able to do that. But he didn't lose focus whatsoever, even though the swing and the backswing was almost in his direction, throwing towards second base by Hester, but nice job.
First one to Adam Dunn is in for a strike. Swing and a miss. Dunn today is 1 for 3. 2 RBIs, single in the fourth. That was the last batter that C.J. Wilson faced. Dunn now with 30 runs batted in. In tight, 1-2. Takahashi's 1-2 to Adam Dunn. He's down in the dirt. Second time this year in which the Angels have had 7 walks in a game. April 15th against the Yankees was the other time. The 2-2. I mean, where is that pitch right there?
Mike Soch's a little bit upset at that one. And he's trying to say it's away.
Hester was set up just off the plate. A full count. Paul Konerko's on deck. Jammed him. This one's popped up to shallow center field. Izturis is going out there, and it goes off his glove. So Konerko will come up with a man at first.
When Meister playing on this, basically in the second base position, going back on the ball. No, he's playing shortstop because of the shift on with Adam Dunn. There's the ball in the glove.
You know, the Angels usually do not take batting practice. A 12:35 game after a night game. White Sox ended up coming out and hitting today. But that being said, would it not behoove maybe perhaps a little infield practice, a little fungos, just to kind of get used to the sky after a night game? I mean, I know it's tough and it doesn't happen a lot, but gosh, today, how many fly balls have we seen the Angels drop? And it seems like every fly ball the White Sox have had, they've made the catch on. They were out for BP. At least they got some reps. They got a feel for the sky. Maybe I'm making too much of nothing as Konerko takes that one inside.
Well, it's a normal day game sky anyhow. It's a thing where you normally would see the Angels making those plays.
Izturis hadn't played shortstop in a couple days in the daytime. Trout had been playing center field, moves to right field. You know, just different positioning, different angles off the bat.
Different angle of the sun, too, depending what position you're playing.
Two balls and one strike on Konerko, who has an RBI single and 2 walks drawn. Swing and a miss. Good off speed pitch. 2-2. Full count. Nineteen pitches thrown by Takahashi, 10 balls and 9 strikes. As Alex Rios hangs out on deck, Adam Dunn will take off with a pitch with 2 outs here. And the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Konerko. The inning comes to an end. We hit the bottom of the 6th. The Angels down 4-0.
Maestro Storis going to lead it off as the Angels behind 4-0 here. The bottom of the sixth inning is trying to get on base for Albert Pujols, who's on deck, and of course Mark Trumbo, who's been crushing the ball with 2 base hits already in the game.
Meiser today has popped out, hit a fly ball to the left, so he's 0 for 2. The first one is in for a strike. The Halos got a couple of men on in the 5th inning against Chris Sale, who has just thrown his 92nd pitch but could not score a run as Asturias pops this one up toward Beckham. Makes the catch. 1 out. So 1 out. Here's Albert Pujols. Albert today has popped out and he has struck out. 7 punch outs for Sale. A little bit high. 2 balls and no strikes. Oakland defeated Texas, so the Rangers swept in their 4-game homestand with Kansas City and Oakland. 2-2. 2-0 pitch is outside. 3 balls and no strikes. The Angels with an opportunity to pick up another game before heading down to San Diego, but got to figure out Chris Sale is probably in his last inning of work. Three and 1.
Yeah, you got to believe he's after this inning. If he can get through this inning, this will be it, and the bullpen will have to try to get the final 9 outs.
Albert Pujols drives this one out towards center field. De Aza back, score! Big fly for Albert Pujols, and the Angels get on the board as they trail it 4-1.
I'll tell you what, the energy in this ballpark when Albert Pujols squares up a baseball is amazing. They want to see him succeed. They want to see him put up those numbers. That's a fastball that's up and no doubt are crushed. The dead center field. Home run last night, just left center field, and this one is straight away center field. See that leverage and balance, and boy, he crushed that baseball.
Mark Trumbo looks at a strike, and I misspoke. Texas ended up winning last night. Lost 3 of the 4 in that mini 2 series sets with Kansas City and Oakland. Albert with his 3rd home run of the year, 18th run batted in. Trumbo has a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Mark is 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. And now the White Sox start to get action in their bullpen. Pedro Figueroa. Trumbo fouls that one back. Two balls and 2 strikes. Nate Jones is actually the one that's warming up for the White Sox pen. A right-hander. Jordan Walden loosening for the Angels. So a 4-1 game here in the 6th. Trumbo drives one out toward left field. Vicieto's going back. Reaches up. Trumbo on his way to second. And it's a 1-out double for Trumbo. A 3-hit game, back-to-back games for Trumbo with 3 knocks.
Boy, and using the entire field both games. Boy, if he got any lift on that baseball, that ball is going to go way out of the yard. Again, go back inside again, but this time it ran out just enough for him to get the good part of the bat, the great weight shift, and then squaring it up and crush that ball.
Robin Ventura making a slow walk out there, so maybe Sale is done. He got extended in that 5th inning. A lot of pitches thrown in that 5th inning. And here the 6th. Got the first out, but gave up the home run to Pujols. The double to Trumbo, and he is done. We're in the 6th. The Angels down 4-1.
Angels baseball is brought to you by El Pollo Loco. Crazy you can taste. And by Southern California Toyota. Check out the full line of fuel-efficient vehicles at your Southern California Toyota dealer.
4-1 White Sox leading the Angels here in the sixth inning with one out. Chris Sale, who had been cruising, or if you will, sailing through until the sixth inning, gave up the home run to Pujols to double to Trumbo. Mark Trumbo with his third hit of the game, and now Abba Ventura removes the starting left-hander, brings on the fireballing right-hander by the name of Nate Jones.
Nate Jones, 17 innings pitched, 16 strikeouts, fastball 93 to 99 on the fastball. Slider, curveball, changeup.
This young man, a native of Kentucky, 26 years of age. He was a fifth-round pick by the White Sox in 2007. This is his first year in the big leagues. One out, and Trumbo standing at second. Howie Kendrick has had a rough day today, 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Misplayed a couple of fly balls. The first one is in for a strike. Thirteenth game for Jones. 17 innings, 13 hits. As Gilby pointed out, the 16 punch-outs, 7 walks. A 1 pitch. This one's hit in the air down the right field line. This one's slicing foul and out of play. It's 1 in, or pardon me, 0-2.
Not your normal delivery here, too. Jones, the guy who brings the baseball out of the glove quickly. And he has a live arm. There's no question about that. Chris Sale threw 103 pitches, 7 punch-outs. A little different delivery himself. Deceptive delivery. Very difficult to pick up today.
Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss on the slider. 2 down. 3 strikeout game for Howie. And Vernon Wells will come up. Breaking pitch down and away, 1 ball, no strikes.
More likely here, Vernon, right now, you're going to get a fastball. He's going to generate enough speed on the fastball. All you got to do is have a good compact swing, and this ball can go a long way.
The 1-0. Missed outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Jones made his major league debut on the 8th against Texas when 1 scoreless inning there. 10 of his 12 appearances have been scoreless. But his first big league win on May the 5th against Tigers. As Vernon lines one out towards center field, Diaz is coming on. He'll make the catch. The inning comes to an end. The Angels do get on the board, though. Albert Pujols with his 3rd home run of the season. Home run now in back-to-back games. We're through 6. White Sox lead at 4-1.
our game summary. The highest guy has been a big player in this game. Trout loses that baseball up in the air, and of course a pop-up ball. Konerko thinks he's made it out and ended up falling in front of Howie Kennegan, but Albert Pujols, back-to-back games of big flies. Ball got out in a second to center field. He was behind here 4-1 in the top of the seventh as the White Sox come to the plate.
New pitcher on the mound for the Angels as Jordan Walden is taking over, I should say, for Hisanori Takahashi. Went 1 inning. 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. Walden will face Rios, Pierzynski, and Ramirez. Jordan's thrown the ball better since being removed from that closer's role. 12th game now for him. He has 1 save. 0-1 record of 4 ERA. 9 innings of work, 10 punch outs. Rios hacking at that first pitch, fouls it back. Rios hit by a pitch, a single, and a fielder's choice. That's a 1-for-2 afternoon. This one's out toward right center field. Borges calls off Trout. 1 out. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. Pierzynski looping one foul into the seats down the left field line. AJ's 2 for 3 with a couple of singles. Also picked up an RBI, his 25th run batted in. The 0-1 fouled off the left.
It's not a bad time for Jordan Walden to use the changeup right now. Pierzynski's trying to gear up for that hard fastball or even a hard slider. If he can throw his changeup, that should be effective.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Pierzynski. 2 down.
We're getting a chance to see 2 hard-throwing right-handers. Jones on the White Sox and Jordan Walden for the Angels. That nasty slider. Well, if you can throw that consistently, at least close to the strike zone, that fastball gets even better for Jordan.
Alexi Ramirez swinging first pitch, bouncing one toward the middle as Sturis gets rid of it quickly. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Jordan Walden. 7th inning stretch time at the Big A, and the Halos still trail at 4-1. 4-1 White Sox, bottom of the 7th inning. And the Angels will have Teoscar, Borges, and Hester here to face Nate Jones, who came on in relief of Chris Sale and struck out Kendrick and got Wells at the fly ball to center field. Chris Sale today went 5 1/3, 5 hits, including the home run to Pujols, 7 strikeouts, 1 walk, and the 1 run was earned. Alberto will spin around to hit from the left side for the first time today. He's 0 for 2 with a ground ball to short and a strikeout. 0-1 count on Teoscar. Halos needing some base runners. Mark Trumbo, 3-hit game, 3 for 3. 2 singles and a double. Borges with the base hit and Pujols with the home run. Those are the only hits this afternoon against Chicago. Here's the 0-2. Breaking pitch, down and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Matt Thornton is the left-hander that is loosening now for Chicago. 2 balls and 2 strikes. White Sox with 8 hits. They've stranded 9. The Angels have left 5 on base. Teoscar pops it up. Left side of the infield. Hits out to shallow left, and Viciedo makes a catch for the first down. Let's go back to our Hyundai key to the game.
Look about the speed of sound, the ability to create runs. Here's a guy right here that can get the Angels going with his speed. Maybe an opportunity, maybe lay down a bunt. Put some pressure on the White Sox with Trout and Borges. Amazing speed. Hopefully this is an opportunity to be able to ignite the offense here for Peter Borges, who got a base hit his last at bat.
1 for 2 game for Borges. First starts in Saturday in Texas. One ball, no strikes.
And now if you're Borges, a walk's just as good as a hit. Any way you get on base. This pitch is right down the middle of the plate. More apt to take it.
2-0 pitch. 2-1. A couple of right-handers loosening for the Angels. Looks like Paulie and Frieri. Taps that one foul off his leg. Evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Paulie on the left, Frieri on the right. Outside, a full count. Outside, he walked him. A 1-out walk to Borges puts a man on board for John Hester. He's going to get recalled. It looks like Eric Ibar is going to come out and pinch hit for Hester.
Job by Peter Borges, working the count and getting on base. That's his job. Hester had a base hit earlier and then a walk now.
Sorry, Goob. Hester will finish the afternoon 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop-up. Eric Ibar is the starting shortstop last night. Ended up going 1 for 3. Had an RBI double. That was early on. It was his 4th double of the year. .190 average. 1 for 1 as a pinch hitter this year. Top of the order, Mike Trout on deck. Good lead for Borges at first. Ibar takes outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Thornton, the left-hander, is ready to go. Jones has thrown 19 pitches, 10 balls, 9 strikes. He has 1 strikeout, 1 walk. Sinking action at 97 miles per hour.
Looked like Eric pulled off that baseball too. This is a perfect guy just to be able to, just slap it by the shortstop or third base, just let the ball travel and then just try to make some contact with that fastball.
One and two. Quick throw to first. Halos today 0 for 6 with man in scoring position. Early opportunity back in the second, and Sales settled in until ran into some trouble in the fifth, got out of it, ran into some trouble in the sixth. The 1-2 pitch. Ibar had committed his swing almost before Jones even started the pitch to home, and he goes down for out number 2.
Well, that's that location he's been susceptible to the last couple of seasons, really, that slider down and in. No question, went after that one, trying to get the bat head going quicker because of the fastball and the velocity, but all you have to do is just let it travel long enough and just make any kind of contact when you have a pitcher throwing that hard against you.
So 2 outs, Borges still at first. Here's Mike Trout, who's 0 for 3. Fastball high. Trout has hit a fly ball to right. He has struck out and bounced one up the first base line that Sale picked up and threw him out on in the 5th. Two balls and no strikes. And no action whatsoever with Borges at first base. Hasn't even bluffed at first base. This one's lined and Morales got it. The inning comes to an end. 7 in the books. It's 4-1 Chicago. season opener, or series opener, I should say, against the San Diego Padres.
Jared Weaver getting that first interleague start down in San Diego. Jeff Suppan, the pride of Crespi High School. Last year pitched the entire season in the minor leagues for the Kansas City Royals, doing a nice job making his comeback 2-1 mark with a very good ERA at 1.69. Definitely not a guy that's going to wow you with velocity on the fastball, but spots that always pitches very well in the strike zone.
Here in the 8th inning, new pitcher on for the Halos. David Pauly takes over, and he'll be throwing to new catchers. Bobby Wilson takes over for John Hester. I'm really surprised, to be honest with you. I know we mentioned a little bit in the bottom of the 7th inning. You get Peter Bourjos on board with 1 out, and just flat out dropped anchor for the right-handed pitcher on the mound. No motion, down by 3 runs. And that's where he remains stranded. First pitch is a breaking ball that is in for a strike to Viciato, the left fielder. It's 0 for 3 in this one. Looked like he went around. He did. 0-2.
Good idea not to leave it up to Tom Hallion if you're a batter. He likes to ring you up, whether you're at the plate or at first.
Breaking pitch did not go. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's dialed in, and he didn't want to necessarily agree with you. Jordan Walden, by the way, went 1 inning.
He's trying to keep me honest. That's what I think he's trying to do.
A 1-2-3 inning for Jordan in the 7th. Fastball missed outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
The good thing, just looking back at what Jordan was able to do last inning, he threw the ball exceptionally well. His slider was very tight. Down and in, gets a swing and miss by Przinski. Nice job by Jordan.
2-2 foul back. Third game for Pauly with the Angels. 6 2/3 innings, 8 hits, 4 strikeouts and 3 walks. Tigers cut him loose at the end of spring training. Signed a minor league deal. This one's hammered down the left field line. The only thing you can hope for is a hooks foul, and that is a home run. On a hanging breaking pitch, it is 5-1 White Sox.
We talked about the power. He has 6th home run. Viciato's got great power, quick bat. When he wanted that breaking ball away, and it spun them the inside part of the plate, and it had no chance. I think in hope for was hit hard enough it could pull foul, but it stayed inside that foul pole.
That's a base hit to left as Brent Morel swinging first pitch. It's his first hit of the game. Drawing 2 walks and hit into a double play ball. So the first 2 have reached here against Pauly, and back to the top of the order now, and Alejandro De Aza. De Aza's 0 for 1. He grounded out to Pujols in the 2nd. He's walked the other 3 times. He's also scored a run. Dragged on up to first base line. Bobby Wilson picks it up in foul territory. De Aza will walk his way back to the home plate area with a no ball, 1 strike count. $30,786 here this afternoon. One ball, 1 strike. Callas went on the grass anticipating that sacrifice. Morel with a good lead at first. They'll check in on him. C.J. Wilson got the start today. Just could not figure out the control issue. 6 walks, but 4 runs, 1 earned. A couple of misplayed balls in the field. 4 hits, 3 strikeouts. David Carpenter inning in a third. 3 hits allowed. Yasunori Takahashi with 1 inning, 2 strikeouts and a walk, and Walden 1 scoreless inning. The Angels offense unable to figure out Chris Sale and or Nate Jones so far. One. This one's looks like it's going to be a fair ball. Paulie picks it up, flips it to Kendrick. The sacrifice works as Morel advances to second, and there's the first out. You can take our coverage of the Angels with you this season by subscribing to MLB.tv today to see every Angels out-of-market game live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit Angels.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. Gordon Beckham stands in at the plate. He's 0 for 4. A couple of strikeouts the last 2 times up. One ball, no strikes. Viciedo, a leadoff home run to start this 8th inning. Back to a 4-run deficit for the Angels, who in the bottom of the 8th will have Esteuras, Pujols, and Trumbo due up. Looks like it'll be the left-hander Matt Thornton coming on for Jones.
Another power arm out of their bullpen for the White Sox.
Breaking pitch, and that's hit well out toward left field. Wells is going back at the wall, and he'll make the catch, robbing Gordon Beckham of a home run, 2 outs.
Boy, just look right off the get-go that Vernon had that ball tracked. Knew exactly where he had to go to be able to get up on that fence and make an outstanding defensive play, preventing the White Sox from getting 2 more runs. Boy, look where the warning track and where the wall, where he can be able to jump up and make the play over the wall. Great play by Vernon Wells. Boy, that's outstanding. Timing perfectly.
That's just flat out knowing where the wall is at. Never look back. As Adam Dunn takes that pitch outside for ball 1. Dunn today 2 for 4, couple of singles, 2 runs batted in. He's also struck out twice. It's a bouncer over to first. Pujols has it, waves off Paula. The inning comes to an end, but the White Sox do get a run as we head to the bottom of the 8th. It's 5-1 Chicago. Vernon Wells giving the congratulations after making a fine defensive play out and left.
Boy, everything was done perfectly by Vernon. Had a feel for the warning track, knew exactly where he was going to be able to step up on that wall to be able to get as high as he possibly could to bring that baseball back in, and makes a great play. A lot of high fives, and of course, Mike Butcher sitting next to him. Nice, he picked up my pitcher there. Mistake made, but ends up this being an F7.
New pitcher on for the White Sox. Matt Thornton, the left-hander, comes on. He's got a new left fielder as Brent Lillibridge replaces Viciedo in left. It stirs Pujols and Trumbo here in the 8th. Meiser 0 for 3. Pop to the catcher, a fly to left, the pop to second base. 2 balls and no strikes. Matt Thornton, a 1-3 record, a 4.30 ERA, pitching now in his 19th game. He has 1 save, 14 and 2/3 innings, 17 hits allowed, 12 strikeouts and 3 walks. Delivers a strike here. It's 2-1.
Thornton with a very good fastball from the left side, 92 to 98 miles an hour, and a very good slider also.
Bouncer back up the middle, snagged by the lefty. 1 out.
It's time for an AT&T U-verse replay. Albert Pujols homered last night. Today, in the 6th inning, gets a fastball up, homers again. This time, dead center field. Oh, was absolutely mashed by Pujols.
Steps up here with 1 out, nobody on. One for 3 with that home run. 6-game hitting streak for him. Takes outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Home run is 3rd, the RBI his 18th. Two balls and no strikes. Morel at 3rd, Ramirez at short, playing deep to pull. Chopper towards short. Ramirez plays the short hop there. 2 down.
One thing about Thornton, it's almost like you're facing the left-handed version of Bartolo Colon. A lot of fastballs. About 90% of his pitches are going to be fastballs. It's a good fastball, but you know what's coming. Throw an occasional slider, but not many of them.
He's had some opportunities to close, and he's never really kind of wrapped his arms around it. He's got great stuff, especially from the left side. He had an 8-save season in 2010. Pitches in a lot of games every single year. Originally in the Seattle Mariners system. First round pick, 22nd overall. As Trumbo swings through that one. And it's no balls and a strike. That was back in '98. White Sox and Mariners swapping former first round picks. Thornton, remember Joe Borchard? This one's fouled back. Borchard was a big super prospect for the White Sox. Is he a football player?
I think so.
Tennessee?
One went away quickly, though.
Yeah. Got traded to Seattle. Thornton traded to the White Sox. And Thornton still in the big leagues. But then again, left-handed and a pulse more than likely can get a job pitching in the big leagues. Ground ball, and there's a 4-hit game for Mark Trumbo. On an 0-2 count, they try to backdoor the breaking pitch. And the machine, this guy just keeps impressing you with every swing of the bat.
I'll tell you what. I mean, we've seen some of his majestic home runs, but for me, this is every bit as impressive. This is a pretty tough breaking pitch. And just stay back and let that ball almost get into the glove of Przinsky before he hit it the other way. 4-hit game for Trumbo.
That is a career high, first 4-hit game of his career. Howie Kendricks had a rough afternoon, 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts. Trumbo over the last 2 games, 7 for 8. Foul ball back, and it's no balls at 2 strikes. Mark 10 for 16 on this homestand. 0-2. Inside, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
But the impressive thing is how many hits he's had, either right up the middle or to right field, even behind in the count.
Yeah, especially with them shifting him to play more to the pull side. Second baseman playing more toward the bag, so it opens up that right side of the infield.
Well, you have to have a lot of trust in your swing to be able to allow a baseball to travel that far in the strike zone.
Ground ball to third. Morel will go the short way. The inning comes to an end. We head to the 9th, and Chicago still on top 5-1. After some of the most thrilling semifinal matches in history, Fox Sports is now proud to bring you exclusive live coverage of the UEFA Champions League final as Bayern Munich becomes the first team since 1984 to play the final in their home stadium as they take on Drogba and Chelsea, with both teams looking to complete their improbable championship run. The UEFA Champions League final is live Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, only on Fox. Start at the top of the 9th inning. The Angels down by the score of 5-1. David Pauley back out there. Konerko, Rios, and Przynski against David Pauley. Gave up a run in the 8th. That was on the home run to Viciedo. Konerko looks at a strike. Serving as a DH today. 2 walks. An RBI single and a strikeout. Breaking pitch down and away. The Angels in the bottom of the 9th inning will have Wells, Caswell, Borges. Looks like Jesse Crain is loosening. He pitched last night, 1 inning. One and 2 now.
Paulie does have a great changeup right there. You see Konerko way out in front, pulls that almost right by the Angels on deck circle. He's that far out in front of that pitch. Not afraid to throw that back to back either.
Two balls, 2 strikes. C.J. Wilson, barring a dramatic comeback in the bottom of the 9th inning, on the hook for this one. And the full count. Here comes the payoff pitch. Konerko shoots it into right field. There's a base hit. Trout over to cut it off. Konerko doesn't run all that well, so he'll stop at first. His second hit of the game. Leadoff knock. Sixth time in this game in which the White Sox have had their leadoff man reach.
Makes it difficult to pitch in those scenarios because you can, as a manager, Robert Ventura has that option of bunting him over, hitting and run, straight steal.
Alex Rios will step in. This one lined into the alley in right center field. Rios will stop at first. And the White Sox have runners at first and third as Escobar ends up at third base. A.J. Pierzynski at the plate. Infield in. 12 hits for the White Sox today. One ball, no strikes. Good speed on the bases for the White Sox. Trying to tack on here in the ninth inning. It's 2 balls and no strikes. A running theme for the Angels pitchers today. Falling behind in walks. Pierzynski lines a base hit to left, and it's 6-1 White Sox. 3 consecutive hits allowed by Paulie.
Boy, Pierzynski's had himself a game, 3 hits. And in this game, a .271 career hitter against Angel pitching.
2 RBI game now with 26 runs batted in. Here's Alexi Ramirez, the shortstop. 1 ball, no strikes. Ramirez in this one, 2 for 4. A couple of singles. Three balls and no strikes. Brent Lillibridge is the man on deck. He came on as a defensive replacement for Viciedo last inning. This one grounded it short. Nice play by Astures. Feeds Kendrick for one. The relay to first in time. A double play. And Meister's really showing some real quickness with the glove transfer this afternoon on those ground balls.
He's got great hands no matter what position Mike Scioscia puts him in. Ball was hit well on the backhand. Gets rid of it quickly. Perfect feed to how he's able to turn 6-4-3 double play. Spins around. Where you want to throw that ball high enough for your second baseman can get to the base and get out of the way and make a strong throw to get a double play.
First AB for Lillibridge in this series. One ball, one strike. Zach Stewart now warming up for Chicago. He'll be facing Wells, Callaspo, and Borges. In the bottom of the ninth, 6-1 right now. 13 hits for Chicago. They've stranded 10 men. The Angels 6 hits, 1 error. They've left 7 on base. Check swing bouncing towards second. Howie comes in. The inning comes to an end, but Chicago tacks on yet another run as we head to the bottom of the ninth. The Halos down by 5. A lot of pitches thrown on the Angels side of things. 6-1. The Halos trail this one as Jesse Crain, not Zach Stewart, comes into the game. Crain was up, so was Stewart. Robin Ventura decided to go with the fireballing right-hander who pitched last night. Now pitching in his 8th game.
Yeah, Jesse Crain, good fastball, 90-94. His curveball, slider, changeup, his out pitch though, especially the right-handed batters. His curveball, which is a very good one, very effective. 8 innings pitched, 11 punch-outs, and just 2 walks so far this year.
Vernon Wells to lead things off here for the Angels in the ninth. The loss here, the Angels will have split this 4-game homestand. Begin a 10-game road trip tomorrow. Wells has popped out to second. He has walked and hit a fly ball to center. 0 for 2 game. First fastball is outside. Crain went 1 inning last night. Gave up a hit. That was to Mark Trumbo in the 8th. 1-0 pitch. Chopper toward the hole. Ramirez with the backhand. High throw, and Vernon is tagged out by Adam Dunn for the first down here in the 9th.
High throw, but a big target at first base in Adam Dunn. We talked about him in the beginning part of the game. A guy that make those plays here. Big strong guy tags Vernon on the helmet. High throw, but when you're 6'6", you still make that play.
Alberto Callaspo steps in. Takes that pitch down and away. Alberto 0 for 3, getting to start at third base. He's grounded to short, struck out, and a fly ball to left. C.J. Wilson would take the loss. He would drop to 4 and 4. Chris Sale, who went 5 1/3, would pick up the win. he would move to 4-2. 2-0 pitch. Strike, 2-1. Peter Bourjos on deck. Jared Weaver gets a start tomorrow night at Petco Park, going up against Jeff Suppan. 3-1 pitch. Casball hits one well toward right field. Rios giving chase. He'll track it down. 2 outs. The Angels down to the last out. Peter Bourjos is the man coming to the plate. Dan Herron will go Saturday. That's a 7:05 start on Saturday. Tim Stauffer going for the Pods. Anthony Bass will go on Sunday afternoon against Irvin Santana.
We got 3 perfect guys to start off interleague play on that long road trip.
One ball, no strikes. Peter 1 for 2 with a strikeout, a single, and a walk. Two balls and no strikes. The White Sox with a victory would remain 4.5 back in the Central, with Cleveland winning today. They beat Seattle. The Angels will not lose ground in the West, with Oakland winning at Texas in extra innings. 5-4 the final there. Bourjos now with a 3 ball no strike count. Bobby Wilson is on deck.
More likely to take 2 pitches. If this pitch is in the strike zone, he'll take another one. More likely to try to get on base.
3-1. Bourjos trying to bunt his way on, bunts it foul. Full count.
Come on, give me Megan. Come on, Jimenez.
Full count with 2 outs here in the 9th. 6-1 Chicago. The payoff pitch. Bourjos fouls it off to the right. Another 3-2 from Crane. Bourjos fouls another pitch off. 30,786 today. Saw the White Sox get a run in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th. Halos got one in the 6th on the Albert Pujols home run, but that would be all, as Chicago picked up that run back in the 8th and then scored one in the top of the 9th. Crane's 3-2. Breaking pitch, and he's drawn a walk. A 2-out walk keeps the inning alive, and here comes Bobby Wilson.
Peter Bourjos on base 3 times today. 2 walks and a base hit. Certainly some positives. Mark Trumbo's day. It's an amazing day for him.
Bourjos takes off. for defensive indifference. Bobby Wilson has a 1-ball, no strike count. Bobby hitting .214, 1 RBI. No extra base hits this year. John Hester got the start behind the plate today. He ended up going 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop-up. The 1-0. Wilson fouls it off to the right.
A lot of power arms out of the bullpen for the White Sox.
Yep.
Jones was rushing up there at 99. You got Thornton, he's 95, 96. Crane at 94.
White Sox bullpen with a 4-7 record, a 3.54 ERA coming into this one. 1-2. Lost today, and the Angels will fall back to 5 games under 500, 17-22. 6-12 out on the road this year. Swing and a miss, and the White Sox pick up this one. They earn the split of the series, final 6-1.
Well, I think if you look at this game, look back, there was a couple tough plays back in that 4th inning. It allowed the White Sox to expand the lead. When you're facing a guy like Chris Sale with all his stuff he had working, that deception, that power arm from the left side, made it very difficult for the Angels ever to be part of this game.
Chris Sale picks up the win. He is now 4-2. C.J. Wilson takes the loss, and he moves to 4-4 on the year. 6-1 the final. White Sox win it. Stick around. Chris McGee and Jose Mota will break it down on Angels Live as it's coming up next.